Hello and welcome to Network to Net Worth, where we explore the power of connections and how one relationship can change everything. I'm your host, Guy Dunn, the career networker, and today I'm thrilled to have a guest whose career is the ultimate testament to the power of networking, hustle, and turning relationships into revenue. My guest today is Stephen Robinson, the founder of Lucid Digital Design Studio. Stephen's journey is nothing short of remarkable, from teaching himself computer layout as a college senior in 1990 to helping secure over $70 million in contracts from Fortune 500 companies. His work has touched household names like Lysol, Frank's Red Hot, Hanes, and even contributed to Spike Lee's iconic film Get on the Bus. But what makes Stephen's story so compelling for this podcast is how networking has been the thread that ties together 32 years of design evolution, from a comedy promoter stealing his ad design in college, which became his validation to pursue this career, to connecting with Art Sims at 1124 Design in LA, to currently managing tour velocity for comedian JB Smooth and building a startup cigar bar. Stephen's network has literally been his net worth. Today, we're going to dive deep into those pivotal connections, the people who opened doors, the relationships that led to multi-million-dollar deals, and the networking strategies that took him from newsprint to the C-suite and back to entrepreneurship. Stephen, welcome to Network to Net Worth.
Thank you, Guy. That sounds incredible, huh?
So
I
I
am
think,
one of
who
them.
is that guy, right?
I did that. Who's that guy? Doing that bio last night. When you asked me to write a bio, I was like, "Oh God, where do I start? Well, I don't remember anything." It helped me. It was cathartic, bro.
Excellent.
I sat there and really started thinking about things I've worked on as a freelancer, full-time positions, and I left quite a bit out, but
Excellent.
I'm just coming out of a situation mentally like, man, I, I don't know where my career is going. I don't know what I've done, but going through that
You
added
realize
on to
you've
something.
done a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so listen, this is what we're going to do. So I thought we would start back when you were in
Hmm.
college. Tell me about how
Okay.
this comedy promoter stole one of your ad designs back at Norfolk State, and that's when you knew your work was good enough to sell. Can you walk us through that moment, and how did discovering someone stealing your work actually give you the confidence to pursue your design professionally?
Well, I've always been blessed with support. People always say, Stephen, you could do it, you could do it, you could do it. And for some reason, and I've seen this with younger people, when people tell you that, you're still doubting yourself. I don't understand that. I still wonder why our brains are wired that like that. But anyway, your question, Norfolk State University, which was the best decision I ever made in my life.
HBCU all the way, bro.
HBCU, it nurtured me. I already had tremendous love at home, but school, the HBCU environment, the teachers, professors, administrators, they give you the same love and discipline. And man, when you graduate, you are ready for the world. You are ready. You're so prepared. You're so far ahead than most. People don't realize. They want to make their little remarks about HBCUs. You
Okay.
get in what you get out.
Yep, that's
You
for
get
sure.
out what you put into it. That's what I meant to say. So anyway, Norfolk State, the newspaper. I was trying to decide. I knew I needed to learn how to use a computer. So I was offered an opportunity to redesign the university's paper. I did not know what I was doing.
Mm.
So I thought about it. I said, all right, Steve, you're going to buy 5 papers a day and you're going to look at it. I did that a week before I started, and I continued through the whole process. Let's look at how papers are designed from the very top cover to the back, from tabloids to the 8.5 by 11, regular, like the New York Daily News. I don't know if you ever seen that, or the New York Post. So I studied that on my own. I added some design aesthetics to the masthead and some other features in there. Gave it a little pop. I'm a college student. Why not?
Right.
But it generated so much opportunity for me. I'm just trying to learn the computer so I can get a job when I graduate.
Got you.
But a reporter came in, an ad salesperson, because we ran it like a real paper. Came in and needed an ad for a comedy show they just sold. They sold the ad space.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that opportunity and designed it. I designed it like, I don't know. I come from doing graffiti. I always loved hip hop. I've been around it since the beginning of it,
Mm-hmm.
So I took that energy and put it in the design for the excuse me, for the ad of the paper. I was blessed with a couple tickets. I took my girlfriend at the time, who is my wife of 33 years.
Oh, congratulations for that.
Thank you. We went to the concert, and then the first thing I noticed was my artwork on that wall, hanging in the rafters. I was a
Wow.
little annoyed because I'm hungry. I'm a student, man. But then I also realized, hey, your work is that good. A promoter stole it, and they used it on a professional level. I still don't know how they got the exact artwork and blew it up that big. And a week before that, I did a billboard for the Chamber of Commerce where I interned, the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a billboard for the Chesapeake Seafood Festival. Just some creative ideas. I brush script the type, added some standard font, and wow.
So that was,
So, 2 big hits in a row and redesigning the newspaper. So I guess that's 3.
you said, I got
I just
something
knew
here, right?
I got something here. I don't have
Excellent.
to draw on walls anymore like I used to as a kid.
That's funny.
Graffiti style, that'll get you in trouble. That won't get you a career. Not the
Well,
career you
listen,
want.
there are some graffiti artists that are doing some things.
Well, back then there are. You're right. I stand corrected. Thank you. Back then it wasn't like that,
Right.
you know. But I'm glad for those artists. I'm happy that's worked out.
Yep. Yep.
Definitely.
Because listen, people who start on the street, like you said, can go
Yep.
anywhere if you focus on taking it to the next
Street
level. And that's
smarts,
just
book
what you did.
smarts. Yep. That's just what I did. Look, man, I've always wanted to be an artist. One of my aunts said to me this past summer at a family gathering, she was pointing to all of us at the table. There's so many cousins. I'm the oldest one of maybe 30 cousins.
Okay.
Um, and my aunt said, you always said you were going to be an artist. You always. And I always did. Either I was going to be a musician, an actor, or a visual artist.
And
I
here,
tried everything. And
okay,
I did okay.
here you are, right?
But this is my love.
And
Graphics
that's the
and
key, man. I tell people all the time, figure out what you love to do, what you would do for free, and then figure out a way to get paid for it. And then you have
yep,
the key to success.
yep, yep.
All right. So by 1993, you had 6 job offers from around the
Yeah,
country. And that's incredible
yep.
for someone just starting out. Who was in
It
your
is. That's
network that helped you make that happen? What was there a professor, a
I
mentor?
believe I believe he was a mentor and he was his name is Leon Hugo Carter. He's known in the newspaper industry. The brother graduated. He was also a graduate of Norfolk State University.
Okay.
He was working at New York Newsday at the time, and he was offered a sabbatical to come teach at a college. And I guess he chose his alma mater. And he came in, and the brother's no joke. And the first thing he said to me, one of his favorite words, scandalous. I'm like, what the hell? Who is this? And that was his introduction. and he nurtured us. He drilled everything into us. We got the university so upset because we were doing real news stories. We were talking about mishaps with the police, stuff going on in administration, political wise, stuff going on in the city, unfortunate stories as well as good stories, feel good stories. And they were really trying to shut us down. Mr. Carter got us ready for what the real world is about, you know?
Mm,
So that was my mentor, my professor.
cool.
We lost touch, but I ran into him 2 weeks ago at the Norfolk State University, Dell State University football game at Lincoln
Wow.
Field in Philly. Yeah.
Yep.
I walked up on him. He was eating. I was like, I haven't seen this, talking to my wife, I haven't seen this guy in like 30 something years. Not as long, but
Mm-hmm.
and he looked up. I grew these locks. I have a lot of pepper, salt and pepper on my beard now. So you look, oh my God, you know. So that was good as well.
That's great.
That's another thing HBCUs do. They foster long-term
Oh,
relationships.
for sure. I got some friends. For I listen, my freshman year roommate, I
Mm-hmm.
took him. My wife and I host a tour of Ghana every year, and he went on our trip last year.
Really.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we had a ball, and he is the funniest guy. Um, but back to you, man. So let
Now, so go ahead. Go
no.
ahead.
All right.
You're right. You do foster relationships.
Yep, that's
Can
for
I
sure.
segue to my buddy? Can I segue to my friend, my brother? Um, One of the relationships I fostered, he ended up becoming my roommate, and he was a art and graphic design major, is JB Smooth.
Oh, okay. He was a
We
roommate.
He was a roommate as well. Yep, yep.
Wow.
And we hit it off the first day we met. That
That's
wasn't always the case with most of my friends I'm still friends with, but we hit it off right away.
that's
And
amazing.
we always dreamed of and talked about, yo, man, when we graduate, we're gonna do this and that. We started a t-shirt business. We tried to compete, make some stuff. Um, didn't go much very far, but hey, we were making an effort. We were hustling, man. We were hustling
But obviously you stay
and going
connected
to
because you're
school.
working with him now.
Yeah, we stayed connected.
Cool. Well,
And I've been
let's talk about some of those connections. All right. Back in the mid
okay.
'90s, you connected with
Yes.
Art Sims at 1124 Design in LA and worked on Spike Lee's Get on the Bus. And that's a
Yep.
massive leap from newsprint. How did that
Yep.
connection happen? What's the
My
story
wife's
behind meeting Art
my
Sims, and how did that relationship shape your career trajectory?
okay. Well, my wife's uncle, I guess our uncle, I don't know how did that work. Anyway, he knew Art Sims. Art Sims was like a little brother to him. And Mr. Cook, Uncle Bill, whatever, knew what I can do and what I'm doing. And he said, hey, look, I know a guy named Art Sims in LA. He does this and that. And I always want to do movie posters. I think most designers want to do stuff like that, you
Hmm.
know? Um, he was hard to track down. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. I did a couple sketches for him. He paid me a couple of dollars. He said they weren't very good. Mm,
Hmm.
but I saw it was used in the movie. You know your artwork, like your clothes, or your car, or your children far away. I was like, look at this. Hmm.
Wow.
Hmm. So I believe I have the right to say that, to speak on it. You know,
Well, listen.
that was part of my going back into my history. It's like I did that. That was my work. Is in the opening credits. Is the shaking? Is the distress type that shakes
Hmm.
in the beginning of the screen? It's up there for a couple of seconds, but long enough for people to see it, and I saw
That,
it.
and you know what? That's the key. You saw it, and you can
I
always
saw it.
say that was me.
Yep, yep. And what's love got to do with it? I did some artwork for that.
Okay.
He did the posters. Martin Lawrence, Lynn Whitfield.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did he use any elements? I can't really recall, but I know I did some concepts for him. And back then in 1983, it really wasn't. I mean, I had a scanner. I sketched it, hand sketched it, and I faxed it down to him. I emailed it, and that's how it went. And I didn't hear from him again
Okay. I hear you.
until my buddy, had to help him out 30, 40, 30 something years later. It's like, hmm.
So you transition from newsprint and freelance work into the corporate world.
Yeah.
Into the corporate world with CPG World and companies like Reckitt
Yes.
Bennett. Was it Reckitt Bennett Benckiser and Avery Dennison?
Close Reckitt Benckiser.
Yep, Benckiser, right.
They they're
And that's not
I
an easy
think that
jump. So who brought you into
well,
that world?
I went to a placement agency
Okay.
and they looked at my work and they said, "Oh, we got the job for you." Like, okay, freelance work. I got tired of journalism from the West Coast to the East Coast. A lot of violence, a lot of locator maps of deaths, a lot of hard statistics, reading stuff. I just got tired of it. It wasn't happy after a while.
Right.
Look, man, I'm an artist. I like doing happy stuff.
And listen,
you know,
and if it's not fun anymore, you're looking to do something else always.
that's exactly it. I mean, I did get to do some sports stuff, some award-winning stuff in journalism. I got what you call a mighty pen. I got some kind of New York publisher award for my design for the. I don't know if it was a Super Bowl. I won a few awards for the Super Bowl with Green Bay
Okay.
and the Broncos, or it was for the Princess Diane, the unfortunate demise of Princess Diane.
Mm,
I won awards there.
okay.
So again, I transitioned from that because I had enough of that.
Got you.
And I had an opportunity to work on Lysol products and packaging design, global stuff you see on the store shelves.
That's all you had the Haynes contract for the $30 million Haynes
The,
contract.
the Hanes was another job placement as a freelancer. And that was with Avery Dennison. And they would run up against a deadline and they couldn't get the stuff done correctly in Photoshop. And I looked at it and said, oh, I know what to do to that. So went in there and did what they wanted ideally wanted, and got it done ahead of their deadline.
Wow. I mean, you work
And
with
they
some big deals too. You work with Disney, New Balance. I mean, these are big players in the world. So, I mean, were all those relationship based, or it was basically people you transitioned from different projects because of people saw the quality of things that you did?
I transitioned through different projects. One thing that was available to me was these freelance companies, these companies that did placements for artists and designers. They're still around, but I think I just aged out. They're not. There's not many. At least when I was in the '90s, it wasn't many of us in the art departments in
Right.
these
I hear you.
in-house corporate. And I've actually had people, even in journalism, say, "Wow, I don't see many African Americans doing this. Where did you learn this?" I said, "There's a lot of African Americans doing this. You're just not looking in the right universities.
Right.
Try HBCUs.
Yep.
Try some city areas. You know, we're around. We're creating all the time.
If you
You
don't
know,
recruit where we are, how you gonna find us?
right." Right. And that was said to me when I worked in Springfield, Missouri,
Mm-hmm.
when I worked in Northern California, or even when I worked here in Jersey and New York. Like, no, we're here.
Got
It
you.
wasn't until late in my career I worked with a brother. Um, we actually sat next to each other. His brother's good.
Hmm.
His brother named John Melton. Incredible illustrator. He could do stuff it seemed like you could reach into the screen and grab the bottle of beer
Wow.
or grab his stuff was phenomenal.
Amazing.
Phenomenal. We've done a few projects outside, outside Avery. But the Avery was a good thing. I worked on all top brands from Nike to Puma, what they say Adidas. You say Adidas, you say Adidas. I was told the first day you ever use that word Adidas, just get up and go get your box.
Adidas. Huh?
It's Adidas. Adi is his first name. Das is the last
I
name.
didn't know that. Okay. You taught me something
And
today.
Puma is his brother.
Is it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep. Yeah. You learn a lot of that stuff in corporate too.
Oh, for
You
sure.
know,
For sure.
you learn. I learned Nike took on Cole Haan at one point. I don't know if they still own it.
Mm.
A lot of stuff. I had the opportunity to work with Avery Dennison. I initially went in there as a designer to work on what you call substrates. Substrates is a term used for all labels, and if they're clear labels, if they're material labels, and whatever they go on,
Hmm.
like bottles, jars. And I was supposed to design it like it was the prototype was actual branding on shelves in supermarkets.
Okay.
So 2 weeks turned into 3 months, 3 months turned into 3 years, and then an additional 3 years full-time work,
Wow.
which I had the opportunity as a freelancer to work on Hanes, and full-time on my last few weeks, I worked on Disney and New Balance, the Disney Run
Okay.
incentive,
So I
which
saw
was
that you
good. And they got
I I'm sorry to cut you off, but I saw
no, and they attained a $40 million contract off of that.
okay.
Did I receive any of that money? No.
I hear you. Yeah, that's how they do.
I want people to know that. But I was taught if I had an agent, I don't know how true this is. I was told by somebody who's married to a famous celebrity.
Hmm.
If if I had an agent and I knew this, I could have negotiated that. I could have had that done,
Right.
gotten something done favorable
For you.
for the contracts I helped them attain.
Mm.
I didn't know that. So
So you had teams under you in some of these jobs, correct?
yes, okay. At Record Bankizer, I had a team of freelancers and full-time staff. It was 6 people.
Okay.
I don't know how I got the position as an account manager slash design manager. I was a designer. I guess my organizational skills from journalism,
Hmm.
this transition, would help me keep track of stuff.
Got you.
So I work closely with marketing and legal, which they will call procurement, and procurement just to get products out.
Okay.
And I worked with outside companies to negotiate pricing for comps and mock-ups, professional comps and mock-ups that went into commercials.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when you launched Lucid Digital in December 2015, that's what it looks like.
Yes.
You were
Yes.
leaving the corporate world to go back to entrepreneurship. Was there anybody who kind of pushed you that way, or was it just like I need to go and get on my own thing, or was there some people involved that kind of helped you say, let's go, you need to go ahead and do this on your own?
No, I told myself that.
Okay.
After being laid off from Avery Dennison, that's the hire first to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be honest. Um, After months of searching, and by then I was 51,
Okay.
and it took me a real long time to realize, Steven, they're not hiring you anymore. You're not getting any gigs. Um, so I decided I'm gonna open up my own design studio, my own agency,
Okay.
whatever it's gonna be called. And I figured it out. Lucid, that's clear. Digital. Everything's done in a digital format before it goes to print
Right.
and it goes on the web and everything else. Lucid Digital. Lucid Yeah, that's it.
Who were your first clients when you did that?
JB Smooth was my first client.
Okay, that
He
goes back
called
to the
me up,
network, right?
back to the network. He just happened to call me up. Yo, fool, I'm doing a party in LA and I want you to come out. It was his 50th. I
Hmm.
said, yeah, party? Who's doing the invitation? You got invitations? I didn't think about that. I got you. I got you. Send me to work. We'll work together.
Hmm.
He's like, no doubt. I'll definitely send you to work because I know what you're gonna do. And I went at it. And I had my buddy John create some concepts. And end up doing some projection design, stuff that went on the wall in the SLS Beverly Hills Hotel. I did the step and repeat. I did the Evites and the print invitations. Hey man, after getting laid off and job hunting, that was beautiful.
I could
That was
imagine.
beautiful.
And I mean, even
And
more beautiful is you connected with one of your old boys. You know that
one of my old
he
friends.
was your old
Yeah.
buddy. You hung out with him,
Yep.
and he put you down, and
Yep.
that's what it's all about, man. Making sure that
That's what it's all
you
about.
you connect with people, and I'm sure he's like, he's gonna trust you for sure because he knows you.
Yep. Yep. And I
Excellent.
made sure I did it right.
Oh, I'm
And I
sure.
did it ahead of time. And I try not to be a pest. I try to get all the key questions up front. And I text him, because we're homies. But I also know he's busy.
Hmm.
So I didn't want to be a nag. And I know he's out there in LA. He didn't have to give me the business or give me the opportunity, you know? But thank God, God bless him, he did,
Yep.
you know? And here's another sweet spot to it. So I went out there, and so did the rest of our crew. Went, and I'm driving along, taking one of our homies back to the hotel, back to the airport, and I pass Avery Dennison's headquarters in Los Angeles,
Mm.
in the Los Angeles area. I looked up and smiled. I'm driving my cousin's BMW, his M5. I had a couple nickels in my pocket, and I'm with my buddies. And I just said, wow, it's almost a spiritual moment, man. Look at this.
Right.
So I gave them a little hello,
So you give him a
Avery
little
Dennison,
wave.
a little wave.
Cool.
And that was the journey, man. That
Excellent.
was it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you worked with the late great photographer Chai Modu on the
Chi.
Tupac Shakur book.
Yeah, Chi Modu. That was
She Modu.
Chi.
Okay.
Yes.
Um.
Another good friend was his roommate at Rutgers University.
Okay.
And Al and I grew up. He was tighter with my cousin than me. But still, we fostered a relationship as we became men and husbands and fathers. And, I've done design work for him,
Okay.
for his business. And he recommended me to Chi. Chi saw a few pieces. I don't know where, but Chi called me in and said, hey, Al confirmed. Al said, you're good. You good with Al? You good with me?
Mm-hmm.
Man, we went to work. We had fun. I met him over in the city. I can't remember the street. It was Midtown somewhere. And he had giant prints of Nas, Method Man, Biggie, stuff that he shot. Um, Mobb Deep, Tupac. We were working on a Tupac book. Photos that we all seen in the Source magazine and the Vibe
Mm-hmm.
magazines, and stuff that we haven't seen. It was crazy. I mean, these some of these prints was life size, just headshots,
Wow.
and then what, 18 by whatever 24s, and it was pretty good. It was fun. It was energizing. Again, thank you, God. you know, and we just related like we knew each other for years. You
Amazing.
know,
Amazing.
it's funny. He knew most of our crew from Jersey, but I never met him. He even knew my cousin. My cousin did a little job with him for Mobb Deep.
Okay.
Constructed a cabinet That's on the cover. My cousin always talked about it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. You know. And then I finally got to meet the brother, and I'm designing stuff for him. So we designed his book, Uncategorized, Tupac Shakur.
Right. That's, you know
I
what?
learned a lot. They had a friend. They had a friendship. Yep.
Just goes to show you, man. It is a small world, and you're only disconnected, or you're only connected. Um, we all can be connected through one or two people. Just like, what is it? The seven,
Yep.
was it the seven? What Kevin Bacon
Six
said,
degrees of
7 degrees of
separation.
separation, and that's true, man. I find myself, I've met people that I've known in
Hmm.
Africa while I was traveling.
I know that's a wonderful
Oh,
feeling.
for
I know you're
sure,
like,
for sure. It's
ah!
like, what are you doing here? But
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's life, man. In fact,
Look, man.
when we went to, my wife and I went to Ghana. This is a year before last. When we were there,
Hmm.
we my aunt was with us, and she
Hmm.
met somebody who was there that she knew from when she was growing up, and they were traveling with Jada Pinkett's mother,
Wow.
but it was her friend.
Small.
So she was connected to Pinkett with 1 degree of
Yeah.
separation.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. Look, man. I always say, small black world.
Hmm.
People get offended by that, but I stand on that.
Yeah.
It is. And when Facebook came around, when MySpace came around, I started to see things. And then when Facebook came around, I was like, oh my God, I know this person. I ran into him in Oakland, went to Norfolk State. How do they know that person that I know
Hmm.
from Jersey,
Yep.
in New York? And it went like that. Not just one or two people, a lot of
A
people.
lot of people, the same thing, bro. I know people who went to meet,
Yeah.
I went down to Morehouse, and there's a lot of people I know from Morehouse
Mm-hmm.
that I connected
Mm-hmm.
with, and they're connected to people I know. And I'm like, how you know this person? But
Right.
it is a small world.
Small
So
world.
so let me ask you, you always maintained a strong freelance hustle, even while you worked
Yes.
your full-time corporate roles. How did you
Yep.
manage your relationships with you doing your hustle on the side, but you still had your day job? And what's your
Mm-hmm.
secret to maintaining those multiple personal relationships as well as the corporate relationships and keeping that
Mm.
balance?
Hmm. Okay. Work was work.
Okay.
I kept that to the side. I don't think I maintained the corporate relationships the way I would like to have.
Okay.
I'm not a mean person. I'm not a mean spirit. I just don't know why, man. It just um but I've always maintained I have a nice rapport with a few people, but they rarely call me in to do work.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, I
And it
mean,
hasn't happened.
the thing is, the people who call you in to do work are the ones who really care, as in JB Smooth, and your relationships with the people that you knew and know you and respect you as a friend, because it goes
Yep.
back to what I've
Yep.
always said. People do business with people who they know, like, and trust, and develop a relationship. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And this is one of the reasons I've been reluctant to do podcasts. I don't want to come across bitter, but some things do kind of bug me. I've learned to let a lot of that go, but because I'm thriving,
Hmm.
I'm making it happen. Um, but I seem to still build off of word of mouth a lot more.
Right.
You know, from relationships
Yeah.
like JB Smooth and what my buddy Al Cavaness has done with Modu,
Hmm.
and people and projects that come from that. People got to see my work there.
Excellent.
You know,
So,
I did work for the Urban League here in Bergen County. It was a one-off, but still, I got to do it. You
gotcha.
know, I
So,
did work. Oh, go ahead.
looking back over your 32 years
Yes,
in the industry, how
yes.
was your approach to networking, connecting evolved? Have you, what do you think networking was like back in 1990 versus what it's like today?
Well, I'm entering different rooms,
Okay.
you know, like the room where I met you,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, Even with the cigar, I didn't talk about
I
that.
was going to talk. That was my next question. Your cigar bar.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
So no, it's not mine. I'm helping a startup.
Okay.
I help with their branding. Um, right now we're in a holding pattern. I guess he's getting his side of stuff done. So I'm keeping the creative going.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm helping them launch that. And I've been invited to go to Gurkha Cigar, meet with the president and the VP, marketing VP, presidents. Um, I've also been able to walk in different offices such as PPAC Gladstone, people that power players.
Mm-hmm.
They've seen my work, opportunities. They know who I am. Not all opportunities have come through, but they know who I am. And the cigar brand is heavily involved, so I'm attached to it.
Gotcha.
Even with Diageo, I know the head of state innovation.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember Jimmy, but Jimmy's title fully was a young brother, you know. So somehow he's working with the startup cigar thing too,
Wow.
you know. Just meeting people, just being there. I like meeting people. I like doing things. Like I met you
Yeah.
when Precious got up there and did that.
She blew
I
me
said,
away.
she does that in every room she's in. And I said, oh no, not this time. Not this time. I'm not getting screwed.
That's funny. She blew.
So I,
I am going to be interviewing her. I told her I'm going to track you down. So let
oh,
me a
she's
question.
going to
Let
be a
me
good
another question.
conversation.
Is there a connection in your
Yes.
network that led you to an opportunity you never saw coming? Something that was like came out of the blue, and it was like, whoa! It landed in your lap.
Again, Jerry, JB Smooth.
Okay. Yep.
I did his production company logo
Okay.
it's called Alternate Side Productions. And he's used it in what was 4 courses, I think is single one course now, and is used as a end card. I think that's what I'm told. That's the terminology.
Mm-hmm.
So when the logos run at the end of the
Right. Yep.
credits and everything,
Yep.
that's where my work appears.
Okay. Cool.
Um, and is on that show. He's on Prime now, on Prime Channel. He's the host of like a Shark Tank type of show.
I saw that. I saw one of the. I didn't. I don't know if I saw the show itself. I saw the promo
Promo
for
for
it.
it.
I saw the promo for it.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. And my artwork is in the back
Oh,
of that.
now I got it.
Oh, and he
Now
did
you're gonna
Jimmy
have me go
Kimmel.
look for the show and,
And
and look at
and he did
your
Jimmy
art.
Kimmel. He did Jimmy Kimmel,
Okay.
and he called me up, said, "Hey fool, I send me that illustration you did." I do a certain style in this illustration of all triangle shapes.
Okay.
However, it's all different, and it's of his face. And he said, "I'm gonna host the show. I'm hosting the show, and I need the artwork. I'm showcasing it." Man,
That's great, brother.
I couldn't believe it. I just came back. I'm gonna tell you another little thing you possibly didn't know. I just came back from the Cleveland Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
I donated my liver, 60% of my liver, to my former roommate, my former friend.
Oh my
Well, he's
gosh.
still my friend.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that introduced me to my wife. So I'm going through the process of of prepping for the surgery. So they took a sample of my liver. I don't know how they did it, but they says, Mr. Robinson, no jumping, no running. You got to be cool for a week,
Mm-hmm.
till it heals. Man, I'm sitting at home, and then Jimmy Kimmel came on, Jerry's on there, and my illustration showed. It unfolded. It dropped down like it was hanging from um, the Chinese Man Theater,
Wow.
whatever the proper name is, and it unfolded. Man, I jumped off the sofa. My son was like, "Pops, Fuck, I've never seen you jump so high. I punched the ceiling. 10-foot ceiling. I jumped off
Wow.
the sofa like, ah. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe
That's
it.
amazing.
Could not believe it. So he's been presenting me with a lot of opportunities, you know? And I try to do my best for him because I want the best for
Oh,
him.
for sure.
And
That's your,
I want my name on it.
yeah, and you're a professional. Obviously,
Yeah.
you're out there doing the
Yep.
right thing.
Yep.
Speaking of
Yep.
which, so
Yes.
you said your tenure at Avery Dennison proved that design is a revenue engine. So for
Yes,
creative
indeed.
professionals listening who want to
Hmm.
position themselves as revenue engines, revenue drivers, not just creatives, what's your advice? How do you communicate value in a way that opens doors for bigger opportunities and bigger networks?
When you get a project and you're in the office, wherever, or the design studio, or the agency, and your job as a designer, whatever you're doing, you do your best and you accept it. It may not be what you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
but you go in there and you exceed beyond their expectations, and you give it to them in a timely manner
Mm-hmm.
with minimal error, minimal, if not any,
Right.
if that's possible. And, you're going to have revisions. You got to expect that, but still, give them 3 or 4 options. I actually go 3 to 5 options,
Okay.
whatever I do, and I try to get it done quick. And if a deadline looks like it's going to be blown, I let them know in advance. Look, this is what I'm up against. Just remain open. Remain open to helpful criticism. Remain open to conversation. Just be friendly.
Right.
It's not hard. A lot of graphic designers, I think by nature we're introverts, so
Yep.
we like to
Introverts.
work by
That's
ourselves.
like techies, the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. But open yourself up from that. I've never been that. I like people, man. I always want to be in the mix of things, man. I always want to do stuff. So those opportunities presented itself. When I was hired at Avery Dennison, again, I was hired for for a couple of months, I said, but also for another division called Fason. Fason was doing prototypes,
Mm-hmm.
but the I guess the creative director and the other design manager, there was 2 create art directors, and they saw my skills. So not only was I working on this new incentive for Avery,
Mm-hmm.
the Fast On division, I was helping them with their retail stuff. I
Okay.
was helping them with their hang tags, their mood boards, their packaging design for clothing. I just went in there and had fun. People were like, "Who is this guy? Who are these guys?" We went in there like I don't know, snipers. We just did our job. Bang, 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 bang. Loving every second of it, man. My hands was on everything. I was doing photo shoots,
Mm-hmm.
setting up photo shoots, displays. Again, just be open, be creative,
So
have
base.
fun.
So what you're telling me is you're it's a part of one being friendly, having fun, and being confident and good at what you do and give them your all.
And maintain your professionalism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you don't know, we'll figure it out. Let's
Yep.
go. That was always my answer. I said, I don't know. I said, but I think I got an idea. And I excelled at it, man. I
Mm-hmm.
really did. Don't make a bunch of excuses.
Yep. That's it.
Just get it done. No one wants to hear long stories of why you couldn't get it done.
No, they just want to know,
Have
is it
fun.
done yet?
Yep. Yep.
You joked about freelancing on vagina medication and gray hair treatments, but those gigs kept you going between the massive corporate wins. What's the lesson there? What's the story? Talk to me.
That was humbling.
Okay.
That was after Avery Dennison, after the layoff. Um, Avery Dennison ended up laying off a lot of their staff. I guess they were transitioning. We moved to the city and things started happening. So anyway, after that layoff, I ended up with Comb Inc. And I did what you call production art. Real humbling. I did clean up ads. I did some layouts on the labels, stuff in the background, and it was mundane, but I still had that energy, that spirit of going in and do the best you could do,
Mm-hmm.
exceed their expectations. Because I know layout, I know design, the basic stuff. So I went in there and just did it.
Gotcha.
Did the edits and made it work, you know? Um, I guess they didn't see me as a full designer because they wouldn't let me go in that department. But I was hired on to do some production work, and sometimes that happens.
Yeah, it
That's
was a
fine.
contract. You did it. You had to do what you got to do, right?
Did what I had to do for 2 or 3 months, and that was an extension of the extent
Mhm.
of the contract, and I fulfilled my
You
obligations.
kept it moving.
You know, it kept me from going back to doing paving work
I hear you.
and asphalt.
Yep.
I was doing a lot of odd things here and there at times,
Haven't we all?
but I always kept my artwork going.
You
You
know what?
know,
That
I've
that's.
had my
I was going to say. I told my granddaughter the other day. My granddaughter is a musician. She's 15 years old.
mm-hmm,
She
mm-hmm,
plays 7 different instruments, and
nice.
she's in the marching band.
So
And I had a conversation with her. Yet it was Saturday, and I told her.
mm-hmm,
Um, I asked her what she's doing, for the next season, and she said she's in the concert band and she wants to be in the jazz band, but she was thinking about other things she wanted to do. And I said, "But your love is music, right?" She said, "Yes." I said, "You have to let music be your North Star, and you always have to
yes,
be focused on the North Star. And everything
yes,
that you do, you're going to do other things, but don't let
mm-hmm.
it take you away from your North Star." And
That's exactly
that's
it.
just the way I look at things.
I like that. I'm gonna borrow that.
You can
Okay,
steal it.
I'm gonna
I'll
use
give it
that.
to you.
It's still, thank you.
No problem.
No, that's so true. The North Star. Keep your eye
Yep.
on where you want to go. It'll guide you.
Yep. All right.
I'm a man of faith.
So I
I
got
always
one
pray
I
through my
got one last
situation.
question for you. So this
Let's
podcast
go.
is called Network to Net Worth. When you look at your
Yes.
career from Norfolk State to $70 million contract record, how
hmm
would you define your relationship between your network and your net worth? And what percentage of your success would you attribute to the relationships that you've built versus your raw talent?
Wow, that's a loaded
It
question.
is a loaded question. I throw them out there, brother.
How do I answer that? So, what's the first part again?
So it's basically, how would you define the relationship between your network and your net worth? And what percentage of your success would you attribute to the relationships you've built versus just your ability, your raw talent?
Okay. I think my raw talent has carried me through a lot, and
Hmm.
my will to create is just who I am. It's like breathing. It's just I have to do it. You know. Um, my net worth. Again, I don't want to sound bitter. I don't think I'm where I want to be financially.
Hmm.
Net worth. I'm still working on that. Um, things got tough. Things got tough. You know, there was a lot of good, but it was a long periods, and I'm actually think I'm coming out of it.
But listen,
You
you're an
know,
entrepreneur, man. When you're an entrepreneur, we all know there's ups and downs. I say I ride a
yeah,
surfboard every day. It's just, and sometimes
yep,
I wipe out. You know
yeah, and you got to get back on that boogie board and keep going.
exactly.
So that's what young people need to know: your passion and keeping other things afloat to keep you afloat.
Hmm.
You know,
But again,
um,
what percentage of your success would you attribute to your relationships? Because obviously you've had some people who
I
made you
think
think,
100%.
huh?
I believe 100%. Even with the cigar startup,
Okay.
I ran into my buddy. We were childhood friends. He's 5 years younger than me, and I say that because I used to rough him up. You know what I mean? He was one of those kids that just always ran his mouth, but he always liked messing with us older guys, and I liked him. There's something about him, his will, and now he's a grown man in his 50s, and He's starting a cigar brand, Bunch Cigars, and he asked me to jump on board and design the brand.
That's cool.
I think my net worth and net work, they're all connected 100%. They
Excellent.
go hand in hand.
Good stuff, brother.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, this has been an
Yes.
incredible conversation. Your story is proof that relationships aren't just nice to have, they're the foundation of real success. From the first
Yes.
stolen design to $70 million in secure contracts, your network has literally been your net worth. Thank you for
Yes, it
sharing your
has.
journey with us.
That's a JB Smooth shirt. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I
cool.
designed I designed that for him. You know.
And listen, for everyone listening, you can find Stephen Robinson at Lucid Digital Design Studio at luciddigtl.com and connect with him
Yep.
on LinkedIn. If you're building a brand, launching a product, or need someone who understands that design isn't just about aesthetics, it's about revenue, Stephen's your guy.
Yes.
And to our listeners, remember,
Yes.
your network is your net worth. Invest in your relationships, show up for people, and stay ready for that one connection that changes everything. Until next time, I'm Guy Dunn. Keep networking, keep growing, and keep turning those connections into real opportunities. Thanks, folks.